this hour. But our lead does come from pro bouncy ball, specifically the tenuous status of one Kevin Durant in Brooklyn. Now, the NBA came back from their All-Star break. They had a sampler of games played on a Wednesday night, a full card of action on Thursday as they get back to work after the long NBA All-Star break. But if you have not been following this story, as far as KD is concerned, perhaps not, it does not appear that Kevin Durant will be playing pro basketball anytime soon. The Nets have already ruled Durant out for the game scheduled for tonight in Boston. There is a legitimate concern about this being a lingering issue as we get later and later into the NBA season. He's got a hamstring problem. He's already missed now, including Thursday night, 10 games. He has been sitting out, Durant, following the game on Thursday. So Durant has not played since February 14th. And he is not even scheduled to have more medical tests done on the bad hamstring till next week. Now, I'm saying Brooklyn's been winning games here. They've had a good record without Kevin Durant. And regular season James Harden has feasted on mostly lightweights in the Eastern Conference. But the Nets have also played well. They had a Western road trip. They played very well in that as well. So let us discuss. Now, what is the level of concern for Kevin Durant long term? Because it's not about, who cares about the regular season? We're talking about the playoffs. Not the regular season. We're talking about the playoffs. So Kevin Durant being in full health for the postseason run for the Nets. Now, the patented MALLER scale of panic, 1 to 10, with 10 being you've gotten a text message on your phone, nuclear warheads inbound. Find cover. That would be a 10. So I'm going to give this a 7.5. 7.5. The panic is very intense. It is almost utterly horrible for the Nets thinking about all of this excitement and how it's all meaningless, all of these wins, because if you don't get it done in the postseason, nobody remembers you. So my observations, you've got the Starship Enterprise, Yeti, and Enigma. And we will lock all of these things together. Now, number one. The more the Nets attempt to minimize this, and they're certainly doing a lot of that, the higher we go on the MALLER scale of panic for Brooklyn. Because originally, when Kevin Durant missed a game at the start of this, it was supposed to be a day-to-day situation. The Nets calmed everyone down. They attempted to pacify the worried masses who follow that team by saying that they were just being overly cautious. Figurehead coach Steve Nash claimed that Durant is getting better all the time. Isn't that wonderful? Getting better all the time. Of course, he's not playing, so that doesn't really help the Nets out. They keep downplaying the severity of the injury, and Durant keeps missing time. Now, the conspiracy theory is that this is all planned. Durant just wants to take an extra month off. He's already done that now, and he doesn't care about the regular season. This is just standard shenanigans of the NBA. But I say no. I think there's something else going on, and the cover-up is worse than the actual injury. And I go back to one of the great doctors of all time, Dr. Bones McCoy from the Starship Enterprise. Right? You don't have to be Dr. Bones McCoy or Dr. McCoy there from the Starship Enterprise to know that we've been taken for a ride on this. There is more to this story. There is more to this story than we are being told. That it's being soft-pedaled. Now, the second thing here, the Brooklyn Nets have, as I said, they've been playing very well. They have lived up to the hype with a gaudy record despite regular absences by KD and Kyrie Irving. And even with Durant out of commission, the Nets are still performing like a Yeti, right? They have been the abominable snowman of basketball, this monstrous beast destroying everything in their path. That's what the Nets have done. But without Durant, forget about it. As the late Dennis Green said, if you want to crown them, then you crown their blank, right? Now, if Kevin Durant is not going to be a regular contributor in the postseason, and he's going to be spotty, the Nets, let me be very clear, they are not winning anything. They can forget about it. No champagne wishes and caviar dreams, right? For all the talk about James Harden and Kyrie and all these wins, the ultimate in the postseason. It's like an apple pie. Like when you make an apple pie, you got to have good apples and the crispy crust. You got to get the crust and the apples, bring that all together. But if you only have the crust and you don't have the delicious apples, you got problems. Harden and Irving are the crust. KD is the wonderful apple in the apples in the apple pie. And Brooklyn is doomed. They're doomed to step on that booby trap. And there's going to be a hidden trap door that's going to open up, and they'll be fed to a pit of bloodthirsty piranha who are frothing at the mouth to get a piece of the Nets without Kevin Durant playing in the postseason. Am I being overly dramatic? Maybe I am. But I'm right. You know I'm right. You're shaking your head. Yes, you know I'm correct on this. All right, final point. So the Slim Reaper has been limited to 19 games this season. The NBA playing a shorter season, chopped off 10 games or so from the usual 82 games, and he has only played in about half of the Nets games. Durant has missed 48.6% of the scheduled work assignments in Brooklyn. And after a month away, Durant is still currently only able to do half-court work and shooting drills. He is not physically able to play 5-on-5 in practice, no full court, no high-speed running. No high-speed running. A basketball player not allowed to run. Brooklyn, they have enough on their roster, interchangeable parts in the regular season. They can ride out the storm, but I'm talking postseason. And Kevin Durant, slowly and surely, is becoming a huge enigma with this situation involving his hamstring. And every day that he misses, we ratchet things up a little bit more. It becomes more and more likely that those brittle legs of KD are not going to be strong enough to hold up during the playoffs. Look at the anecdotal evidence. Durant is in the final year of his athletic prime. He's 32. He has missed, or he just missed before the season, 18 months rehabbing a devastating ruptured right Achilles tendon back in his days with the Warriors. Snap, crackle, pop goes the Achilles. Now, the medical consensus is that when you have damaged your Achilles tendon in one leg, you are then more susceptible to damaging your other leg. Thus, the elevated DEFCON 1 level of concern involving this. Now, Durant, the Nets say, has damaged his left hamstring, and that was after the right ACL. So it is the other leg. Wink, wink, nod, nod, right? Now, if that's true, we don't think it is, but if that's true and there's not more to this story, Durant has at least a grade 2 hamstring strain because he's already missed 4 weeks. If it was a grade 1, he would have already come back. Now, that is enough to give Brooklyn backers heartburn and headaches. If you bet on the Nets as your team to get to the NBA Finals to win the NBA championship, and you're looking at that, you're like, hey, wait a minute. This might not be going so well. It's never too early to be concerned. It's never too early to be concerned.
Who are you?
Remember that. Yeah, come on. The Slim Reaper. What's going on, Slim Reaper? Come on. We're not getting the full story here. Spill the beans. Come on. Spill the beans. You got to do it. You know it. Something else going on here. We don't know what, but something else going on.